This is After School Shenanigans, a podcast where we talk about all the interesting things we see in our after school program. I'm Jesse Vasquez.
And I'm Desmond Reeves. Let's get started. All right. So you saw the email I sent you today about Mr. Gorbachev there. How they want to go ahead and cancel, which to me, I saw it coming, but I wouldn't say I was surprised by it at all. I wouldn't say I was surprised by it. What gets me, though, is the fact that they seem shocked and almost blaming it on us, when clearly it's a them issue.
The lack of homework.
Right, lack of homework, right? Coming in and getting them at 4:30 before class is even over. Because he knows, he's sitting there waiting on them to come grab him, right? So now for you to go ahead and want to quit because he brought home an F, like, what'd you expect? But I'm going to send you this email real quick from the second text I got from him, so you can read that real quick. But
at that point, I feel like it's one of those things that kind of ties into like one of our like everyday gripes is just kind of like parents and the support system, right? Mm-hmm. Like where it's like, okay, like you need the structure, you need that infrastructure there. Like you want to quit, but it's like, but you got to put in the work too.
Yep. So read that text I got from her, right? And it's just like, I really just think parents are getting lazy and lazier as we go. Because she's talking about, it's her between her schedule, her and her husband, traveling work and all the schedule. Mr. Gorbachev has all different sports things. I'm like, you're struggling, but why would you pick education as the one to cut? Right? Why would you cut that? Cut the sports. Like, unless he's going to be Michael Jordan or LeBron James, like, what are we doing? He's bringing home Fs, right? So I think is, if he was playing sports and he's getting benched all the time, will you pull him out of the sport? Right.
Like, no, you make him work harder.
Right, you make him work harder, right? So now he's coming home with Fs from school. Why'd you pull him out of that? Just tell him to work harder. Like, find some time to like talk to him about it. Like,
seriously.
Fix it. Like, it's crazy, man. It's like, I don't know, man.
Well, it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, you have to cut something from the list. Mm-hmm. Why, like you said, why is it your education? Why is it the stuff you need to grow? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like at that point, like you said, you can cut the extracurriculars, you can cut a vacation or something. You can do one of those things, but why cut the thing that you need to grow into the world?
And then you look at what she said. It's just like it's on the kid. Put it on the kid. Like, why are you letting him? Because it almost sounds like you're letting the kid choose and determine what he should be doing, and then you're gonna go out and get a teacher. All that teacher's gonna do is just give him the answers. Oh, yeah. He's not gonna learn anything. No. And then she talked about how she needs an extra parent. No, you need to cut some of the stuff you're doing. Mm-hmm. Like the kid's education, and he's the only child. The kid's education is what's important in my mind. But again, we're biased, right?
Yeah, we're all different.
No, we're biased too, though, because
true.
We're in education, right? So we chose this profession because we value it. But that right there is just craziness to me.
Well, it's craziness, and you almost have to look at it like humorous. Because it's like, all right, at this point, also like how would I say it? The jokingness of it, like, oh, I need another person, another me. And it's like, no. Everyone else in the world makes it like they do what they do. Right. We all have 24 hours in a day. But
we see it though. We see the kids in here that progress, right? The ones whose parents are involved, right? And this is important to them, right? Now that kid has come a long way, right? Yeah. When he first got here, he could not read, right? I remember showing him his placement test to walk in here, like I think a year after he started, and he's like, "That's not my test." I'm like, "No, that is your test, sir." And he looked shocked. I'm like, "No, that's where you started." But now they let him get away with it. It really bothers me when they come in with the whole, well, he's got to go at 4:30. He's got to miss basketball practice. I'm like, so let him miss basketball practice. Yeah. Who cares? Who cares, man? Like, it's just, oh my God, it's so annoying.
Oh no, definitely. To that point, it's not the only one. It's like an epidemic of it.
Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand. Well, I mean, I think we talked about it before, like the thought process around like sports. The way I look at like these sporting things right now, it's a social event, right?
Oh no, definitely social club.
It's a place for people to go hang out with their kids' friends, and they sit there and talk about what they're doing for the weekend. Whereas here, there's no hanging out. And then with the sports too, it's like once you leave practice, it's over. Like you don't have to worry about anything else. Whereas with this, once you leave here, you have homework tomorrow.
Yeah, you have stuff to do. You have to commit to this.
You have to commit to this, right? And I don't know. It's just sad.
Just the frustration.
Because I was talking to a friend, and she was just saying like she feels sorry for the kid, and I do too, right? He's a good kid, man, but it's just his parents are letting him down because they're falling behind on their responsibility, and now they're trying to outsource their issues instead of just being like, all right, let me just cut this and be there for my kid. Like maybe you don't travel as I don't know, man.
Well, no, but there's always you have to cut something that's like that much as a parent, but it's like but choosing wisely what to cut is important. Like you said, it's like your friend said, like the kid's getting let down in that way because there's a reason all the children in the world. It's like, hey, you don't make the decisions. Your parents do till you're 18, and any mistake you make doesn't fall on them; it falls on you.
Right.
Like,
that's why you call the kid, right?
It falls on them.
That's why you call the kid, right?
Exactly. That's why like, that's set up in the system that way. Hey, if you go steal from something, guess what? Like we're looking at mom and dad too. Like we have to talk to them afterwards. Like, and that's like school is set up that way. You go to school and get in trouble, we're not just talking to you, we're calling your parents.
Right.
Like, we're having them come in for a meeting because they're responsible for you.
But I wonder what they're, because my feeling is like, by them getting that tutor, it's what was that? Would you say consider that Band-Aid?
Well, I think it's allowing it to get worse. It's allowing it to get worse under the guise that it won't.
Right. And here's the thing, too. Even in the text she sent, she was just like, I know that 5th grade and beyond is going to be harder. Yeah. So you gonna give him a crutch the whole time? Yeah. Like, how about give him the skills to be able to just do it on his own?
Yeah, let him work out those muscles.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just, and it's like one of those subjects. When I got that text to them, just like, do I even go into sales mode, try to save this thing, or do I just let it go? Should I let it go?
Yeah. Well, no. That's what I was just saying. Like, that's the thought process.
I'm asking
do
you,
I
though.
Sales? That's a tough one.
Right.
That's a tough one. To that point, it's like we know the student can do it, but we also know that it falls on deaf ears because we've seen that time and time again in our experience and what we do. That you can talk to the students, you can talk to parents. At the end of the day, just you can show them the graphs, you can show them the math, and they can all math out properly. But that doesn't mean they're going to go with that decision still.
Fair. I'm just like I don't know if I want to save this one because again, just lately when they're talking about come and get them some sports. I'm like, y'all got your priorities in the wrong spot. But I guarantee in their mind, they're just trying to do something to make a kid happy.
Oh, definitely. It's happy household, although it may not be a happy household 10 years from now. But in the moment, because people also lack that foresight nowadays.
See, and then you see, like, I thought about it before, right? We see doing this, we get to see the insight into people's households, man. It's just like, get to see what they prioritize, why they think that's important. Like, I really like to sit down and ask them and hopefully get an honest answer. Why you think sports? Now, granted, before I did this, probably not before I did this, everybody thinks their kid's going to be this great athlete. And the kids enjoy sports, but then now I'm doing this, I understand it's more of a social thing. Some of his kids ain't going to be no athletes. Some of his kids, their dads are 5'5", and they want to go play basketball. I'm like, sir, you're not going to make the NBA. No. You're not even going to get a college scholarship for it, right? That's not how this is going to work. But whatever.
No, but at that point, it is one of those things where it's just like, all right, like you said, you want to ask, like, why do you put your faith in that so much? Like, what's the big thing with that? But it might really just be they lack the foresight. They're not thinking about what will help the future per se. They're thinking about what makes everything go smooth now.
And the worst part is that the level he's at, he's not coming back. Because if he takes a couple months off,
it's going to drop tremendously.
Oh yeah,
we've seen that with so many students.
Like, he's going to drop tremendously. He's going to come back. He's going to probably have to start in one of the lower levels, and then he'll be like, just like dude that just came back with the Infinity Pencil, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
proud of him, but like he's been doing it a little casual and cavalier about it at times, but like just the fact that he's back and he's been back for as long as he has, because we've also seen, we've seen like some digital kids, like some of our Wednesday, Saturday digital kids or Monday, Thursday kids who, don't come in. Like they come in like, oh, but I got sports, but like I'm gonna do it on the tablet. And it's like you still haven't heard. I don't think I've seen them once.
No,
maybe we've seen her once, and it's like, all right, you know.
Are you talking about the Matrix girl?
Yeah. So it's like,
we kept telling her every summer, hey, don't quit.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Every summer they quit. And then they're like, well, she's falling behind in school. Well, we told you not to quit.
Yeah, we told you keep it going.
Keep it going.
And I'll tell you what, and you can ask the staff too. Last time she was here, before she took that last break, and now here we are. Last session she was here, it was great.
It was great because she was doing all her homework.
She was doing her homework. She was confident. She'd grown with it. Like she'd grown alongside the program and was getting it. And then, of course, it's just, but at the end of the day, they're still children. So even if they're getting the benefit and they're reaping the benefit, they'll still make the wrong choice. That's where you got to trust mom and dad to come and make the right choice.
Right. But here's the thing. Yeah, it falls back on mom and dad, right? But they're not picking up the responsibility, right? No. They're just letting the kids choose. I'm just like, you can't have who's the adult in the situation?
It's like a trust fall where they just sidestep.
Right.
It's like the children will sometimes like trust fall, and then the parents just, my bad.
No, it's a trust fall where both of them are like, okay, here we go, and they both fall at the same time. No. One of y'all got to be catching the other person. Both of y'all can't just fall at the same time. That's not how this works.
No.
Like someone's got to be responsible to catch the other person. But whatever. I don't know, man. I just feel like for us to start this first episode, it was like perfect. I got that text this morning. I'm like, oh, we're definitely talking about this today because that is ridiculous.
Yeah, this week we're just getting in the gripes because at this point it's like, hey, like there's so many things where it's like parents not getting their kids to commit. Or like even like you get to a certain age, like some of these kids just don't want to commit. And it's like, hey, like there's a couple older students where you talk to them, hey, like at this point I can talk to you about it. Like you should be able to get it.
And that's probably why when I first started this, I wanted to have older kids in here because I could talk to them.
Yeah, you can reason with them per se. Get straight to the source.
Like the cookie lady kid. Like I could talk to that kid and be like, yo, hey man, stop the crying.
Yeah.
Like just do the work, right? I saw that dude was sitting there yesterday who was talking about your shoulder.
Yeah.
Did he not finish his work?
No, he had to go because of sports.
Sports again?
Sports.
His brother too?
They all had to go. But here's the deal. He didn't finish.
I know, I saw the paperwork sitting there.
Yeah, big brother, little brother both finished. They did fine.
I don't, man. But they wanted to go buy a center too. So like clearly you go buy a sports thing then, because you're not putting education.
Go invest in a soccer team,
right? Because that'll make
basketball, football, something. Because you love sports, but you don't love education.
God,
like at that point,
crazy. Yeah, because I saw it coming. I came to them. It's like, why is his work sitting there? It's like, oh God, he's probably finishing, because. But I didn't see his brothers over there, so I'm just like, okay, so he might be the only one that didn't finish.
No, big brother, little brother both finished.
How did big brother do on the?
He did all right. Like he was definitely frustrated in the beginning. But I went over, schooled him on a couple things real quick, just taught him a couple things. All right, and then he moved on from there, and morale went up.
He's doing a lot better though.
Oh no, to me they both are, but Big Brother's doing way better. Like they're both bringing back work, but one's definitely doing better than the other.
Right.
Definitely, one's moving on up, and one's chilling.
I really do want to know. I wish I had like a time machine to go see like the J girl, right, and the M guy, Max, right? Because it could be a whole bunch of different Maxes. I don't know that, right? Because we got two at this point, right?
At this point, not counting the past,
right?
Yeah.
What their lives look like 5-10 years from now.
Oh yeah,
because parents didn't. I wouldn't say J girl's parents clearly did not value education.
Oh no, that was definitely a two-sided trust fall where they're both just falling.
Right, just falling each other. Like, oh wait, no, you're supposed to catch me. I think with the Max guy, it's just like he's just a handful. And I'm pretty sure when he hit 18, they give him the boot out that door.
Yeah,
and he's gonna be looking at back like, yo, I probably should have been paying attention.
I
should have working. Because at the end of the day, you get to a certain point. Even basically, even go back to Mr. Gorbachev's thing here, right? Like it's. Just based on that text, you're not holding him responsible. That text doesn't say, Mr. Gorbachev, you need to be responsible for this stuff. Like, we're not, because none of it said we're taking him out of sports or doing anything like that. You're just taking him out of this. And you're going to get him somebody that's going to hold his hand through the process. Like, no,
that's wild.
That's wild, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's no accountability. And then on a whole different note, right? Talking about how she's doing this, husband's traveling, can't keep up with the kid stuff. What kind of relationship y'all having at home?
Chaos.
Right? Because if you're gone all the time, husband's gone all the time, kids self-directing themselves, what kind of relationship mom and dad have? What kind of family structure we got going on right now?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Right? Who could cut something to get closer to a family unit, man? I don't know.
Well, I think at the end of the day, that's where like we look at like old school family units, right? Like you got your mother, your father, and everything. It's like, yeah, it was more predetermined gender-wise. Mom would stay home, but the formula still works. That if one person can provide, another person stay home. Whoever it is, it works. At that point, you do need someone to still lead the household aspect.
Right, and it's not.
So if you're both working and the household is like it's rich, that's cool. But at the same time, but who's in there like leading it?
But it's not even no. And to your point about the traditional gender, it's not like saying both can't work. But one person's job has to be not as
demanding.
There you go. That's the word.
Not as demanding,
right? Especially when you got kids.
You need some bandwidth left over for that home life. Like definitely.
I think I will reach out to her and ask her what's the hard part? What are you having trouble keeping up with? Right?
But we know what it is. It's just getting him to do it.
No, you're getting, but then yeah, you try to get him to do it, but like. What like I don't know. I'm just trying to figure like it sounds like an excuse to me.
Oh no, definitely
right?
It is. To me, it definitely is because I've seen how you see a lot when you see like we've talked about. You see the families coming in here, right? Mm-hmm. And you see that it does look a little social clubby. Mm-hmm. Definitely, you see like some parents definitely just drop their kid off and like, all right, cool. I'm so far removed from this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Then sometimes you see parents drop their kids off like, oh, I see y'all lingering and talking, or oh, y'all got plans to go out after. And you do kind of see that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like so, like for sports kids, right? Mm-hmm. The kids that really devote themselves, it's not really a social club. They passionate about that sport. But then you get your social club parents and your social club kids who are like, oh, I play for this little league something because my neighbor does, and I like hanging out with little Timmy. Mm-hmm. You get that too. Mm-hmm. So with like some of them, I feel like it's a social club aspect, and like so with Gorbachev's case, I don't think that they have a real reason not to. I just think it's not serving their purpose at this point.
That's a fair statement, right?
And their purpose should be his education, but I don't think that's a purpose.
But they're not willing to change what they're doing to accommodate that. They rather change that to accommodate them, right? Because she's talking about she wants an extra parent. Like that's not going to fix anything. Like
no,
it doesn't. Like if it's not fitting you what you're doing, change it. Change that, not change what you're doing, because the only person at the end of the day you can control is yourself.
Well, it's a mindset also, because same thing budgeting, right? Like people say, like, oh, if you're bad with money when you have a lot of money, you're gonna be bad when you're rich too, because you have that habit of not being able to reel it in, tighten the belt at all.
Yep,
it's the same thing. If you can't figure out what changes you need to make and like responsibly make those changes, adding in another cog in the wheel isn't going to change anything, because that's also going to go into chaos mode.
But
you got to learn balance first. I feel like it's not about just getting a bigger team; it's balance for them.
Right, and it's going to balance, but then. Yes, it's balanced, but then now they're going to add because I could only imagine.
Because the people do that. That's called a nanny, by the way. I know you know.
Thank you.
That's a nanny, but here's what happens in those situations. Then you have that whole overhead of that cost, because that person has to make a living off of now doing that, which means you got to work even harder to pay that just so you can.
Right.
At that point,
I guarantee you it's a lot more expensive than what we charge them.
Oh, yeah. So at that point, it's like, okay, so you're also finding yourself in a cycle where you're working just to pay off that debt. Mm-hmm. Or if you just left work and you did that job, you'd be fine.
The scary part is not even that just to work harder to pay off the debt. Now the scary part is the mindset shift to say, I don't have to worry about that anymore because there's a whole other person.
That's the whole purpose of it, though.
Right.
That's what we're doing here, I feel like. Not we, but that's what they're doing, is trying to foot the problem, float it to someone else. And it's like, all right, it didn't work doing it for us because we're not full-time doing that.
Right. But now...
we're doing it the proper way that you should do it. But you want someone just to full-time come in and do that, you know?
Yeah, that's
I feel like that's a bad mindset.
And again, and it goes back to feeling sorry for the kid. Like, yo,
your parents trying to pawn you off right now.
Trying to pawn you off on somebody else, and nobody's teaching him the ability to just fend for, because he's gonna need that in life. He's gonna need the ability to be like, yo, I need to be able to do this. This is my responsibility. I have to get it done, regardless if mom or dad's gonna help me. It needs to get done because was given to me as my responsibility. Now, because he crumbled a little bit, they're now acquiescing to it. I'm like, okay, no more Kumon. Let's get you a tutor who's going to hold your hand and tell you everything. And then for the next 3-4 years, he's going to be with you. Now you have create a whole other expense. 3-4 years from now, if he just dedicated, he'd be done with Kumon and be on his own, be able to do things on his own. So
it's one of those things where it's like there's not much that we can do. It's just like, again, that's what I said in the beginning. It's like one of our most regular spoken gripes. It's like parents and the structure at home.
And then the funny part is one of the questions they asked, like, okay, so we won't get charged next month, right? Like, you would have lost your mind. What are you talking about? It is the 21st.
Yeah.
It's a 30-day notice. Like, you've been here long enough to know that, right? So I don't know. We'll see.
And that's what your concern is also. That's what gets me. Not only for sure you are, but also too, that's your concern right now.
Right.
Like, it's like, at least from my opinion, like, we're having some serious talks right now. You're talking about quitting these supplemental stuff here and like not doing what would help you, and all this chaos you have going on. But you're worried about that charge next month. Like, that's what you're worried about.
That's where your mind's at. Oh, maybe they want to take that charge and go pay for the basketball or the tutor.
Yeah, I mean, but like we discussed, if both parents are out of the house doing their thing, like I'm not for me to tell you how to spend your money, but at that point, that's not going to kill you.
Right.
So like you were picking the wrong things to be worried about, and you're kind of choosing the wrong path based on that. And it's like, all right, like,
yeah, all right, get it together, right?
No, get it together, seriously. And like I feel like that's just a common occurrence. We see that time and time again. Different versions of it. Right. Different chaos, different wrong choices, but we see different versions of that.
And it just all ends up in the same spot. It's just the parents' responsibility to put the kids in it. You got to put your kids in a situation to win.
Oh, no, definitely. Well, that's leadership in any position, whether it be your children, your work, whatever. The leader's job is to do that. Put the staff in a position to win. Put your team, whatever your team is, whether it's your children, your staff, your sports, whatever. It's to put everyone below you in a position to win. And I feel like parents aren't doing that sometimes.
No, it's
quite the opposite now.
Quite scary.
Because I remember, like I don't know, like a little bit generational gap between me and you, but like for me, what I've heard from like the generation before me is like your parents like worked to make sure like they didn't want to come move in with you and have your help.
No,
you know what I mean. Your generation's parents are more like, no, I'm 70, let me live on my own, I'm good. Like, and you're having to convince them, no, go to a home or come live with me. But it's this generation, I feel like it's the opposite. Everyone's ending up taking care of their parents.
Which is that's terrifying.
Like me and you had our talks, like like we all have our situations. It's like, man, like I feel like the generation before that wasn't the case.
No, and then it's always. I remember my mom and dad was saying, "I'm supposed to do better than them. My kid's supposed to be doing better than me, right?" But it seems like these parents are in.
I think this generation of parents right now have lost that. Somewhere along, it was lost like an ancient language that's not spoken anymore.
Yep.
But it's just like it's insane.
My phone's still doing that stupidness, man. My kid's reading out my stuff in the middle of the day.
It's like, come on.
Right?
Telling all the best kept secrets.
Right? Like, hey, man. So-and-so, like, yeah, I don't know. I got to figure out what setting that is. But that's the first episode right now.
I was saying, that's it.
Yeah, I like that. That works for me.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. It's the first episode of After School Shenanigans.
Link, subscribe.
Like button, hit that like button.
There you go.
Get your notifications turned on.
Yeah, we got to make sure we do all that. The YouTube
outro.
Stuff. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Catch you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.